before the consequences of your actions come to slap you in the face.
Gather around. Let's all join hands and bow our heads in thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk. Thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
After the consequences of your actions come to slap you in the face.
On Wednesday, September 10th, when Charlie Kirk was shot, I posted a video offering him the same thoughts and prayers that he offered after every child was senselessly gunned down while at school. Within an hour, and before any condition was known on Charlie, I posted a follow-up video expressing why I felt the way I did, and even ended with, I hope Charlie Kirk makes a full recovery and goes on to become a gun violence advocate. Since if you have watched any of the videos on my page, you would know I stand firmly on not being violent and that violence is not the way we are going to fix things in this country. Well, since I posted those two videos, my life has been completely turned upside down and I have been thrown into what I can only explain as literal hell. First, my address was leaked, and then all of my family's personal information followed. My boyfriend's company, again, I said he's my boyfriend, he is not my husband, that has absolutely nothing to do with TikTok, with my TikTok account, or social media, or politics in general, has been defamed and slandered. Calls and negative reviews started pouring in by the thousands. Someone showed up to his company, entered his private office, and verbally assaulted him. My child, and my family's lives have been threatened thousands of times. I have received text messages and emails saying I should be raped and murdered and that people are coming to my house, say my address, and then say they are coming to spray it with bullets. MAGA protesters have shown up to my house, driven through my private neighborhood, sent me hate mail, left notes on my boyfriend's office, and my own neighbor has offered to share my whereabouts with the internet. Yes, you heard that correctly. My neighbor has offered to share my whereabouts with the internet. We have been traumatized and stripped of our privacy, all because I said Charlie Kirk, who did not believe in empathy himself, did not have mine. I think the most ironic thing is that my life and my family's lives have been torn apart over my words on the internet by the very people who support Charlie Kirk and are always yelling the loudest about their First Amendment right and freedoms of speech. And while I realize and believe strongly that words have consequences, there is nothing that I did or said that even deserved a percentage of what happened to me and my family. And I know I am not the only one whose life has been destroyed over this. Hundreds, if not thousands, of other content creators on this very app have been fired from their jobs and doxxed. And I must say, that really terrifies me because it makes it clear that these people only want us to have the First Amendment right and freedom of speech when it fits their narrative. That is not the country I was born in, and that is certainly not the country I want to raise my child in. So today I come to you with a few calls to action. First, if you or anybody you know has been doxxed, harassed, threatened, or fired, please reach out to me via email at I'veBeenDoxxed2@gmail.com. Secondly, please consider attending your local No Kings Part 2 protest on October 18th. And third, if you are a California resident, please get out and vote yes in person on November 4th on Prop 50, the Election Rigging Response Act. I'll end with this. Right now, the most important thing we can do is support each other. Fascism hates community, so right now we must build community.
And to that we say, thoughts and prayers to you, whatever your name is, because we don't know who you are. Cheers. Before we get back into the video, if you guys have enjoyed the video thus far, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit the bell so that you're notified when a video comes out. And let us get back into the video.
Well, fuck Charlie Kirk.
A short time later.
Today's September 15th and it's 9:05 a.m. and yesterday at 5 p.m. I was fired from my job for posting a video saying I don't care about Charlie Kirk's death. That was my job. That wasn't really just my job, it was like my identity. I liked it a lot. If this hadn't happened, I was on the track for promotion at my other job.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
But he had a wife, and children, and a family. And so did every person in Gaza who got blown to pieces. But y'all were pretty silent then.
The hilarious thing about all of this is they wanted him to die based on the fact that they believed in their delusional minds that he was apparently homophobic and racist. Yet this is also the same person who supports a place that is actually homophobic and racist. Does it make sense? No.
I had a friend, she came up to me and she was like, isn't it crazy that free speech is gone? I'm like, you supported every guy get kicked off of everything for 10 years. It feels like a friend that was like an alcoholic for 8 years and just a menace, then coming back to the party after 1 day sober and being like, you guys need to get your life together. And you're like, what? You're like, I'm like, you came to my wedding and shit on the cake. And the only reason you're not an alcoholic anymore is because of the ankle bracelet. Like, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah, well, this is exactly what tends to happen with people who don't have a brain. They seem to forget the cancel culture that they believed in a few years ago. And then when it happens to them, all of a sudden they're a victim. Make it make sense.
He never said anything untrue. He was quoting the governor of Utah who said this person didn't come.
Jimmy Kimmel never said anything untrue?
From a different country.
Jimmy Kimmel never said anything.
That.
Jimmy Kimmel said that the shooter was a MAGA Republican, and that's a lie. There's no evidence.
One of us, and he quoted by Republicans. Look, we can debate on what.
We don't have to debate. It's a lie. It's an obvious and egregious lie. We don't need to pretend that this is complicated at all. The shooter was a radical left-wing activist who inscribed Antifa slogans on the bullets and was dating a trans furry boyfriend. I don't think he voted for Trump. Kimmel lied. The audience turned on him. The affiliates turned on him. He deserves to lose his job. I'm frankly disappointed that he's getting his job again, but I'm confident even fewer people will watch it this time.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm glad you understood my point.
When my daughter says, I'm a girl, I say, yes, you identify as a girl. And when she says, we're girls, I say, yeah, we identify as female. And then when she says, is daddy a boy? I say, yeah, daddy chooses to identify as a boy. And she was like, could he ever be a girl? And I was like, well, if he ever wanted to identify as a girl, he could, etc., etc.
I am 24 years old. I'm 24 years old. For the past decade, this motherfucker has been infiltrating the brains of the American people. And I'm so done. Like, what do you do? What do you do when you're watching this administration absolutely break through every single thing that your granddad worked so fucking hard to do? What do you do? Oh my god! I didn't vote for him. I didn't fucking want this. What the fuck?
Yeah, and you probably don't even know what you're talking about. The fact that you decided to take your phone out, record yourself crying, shows me you more than likely do not know what you're talking about. Hence you saying the stupid things in this video. But am I surprised? No.
Well, here it is. I'm going to crash out on the internet. One of my brothers, I pissed him off on purpose because I wanted to find out who he really was. And, you know, his dad died when he was really young. And, he was in the Navy. And, everybody I knew growing up always had such kind words about him. As a person, he was a good person. He was a kind person. But But my brothers, or at least one of them now, I can confirm, voted for Trump. And essentially voiced his support of Charlie Kirk. And is angry that I posted a photo of his dad, you know, and said, I wonder what he would think if he knew that you voted for a fascist.
The fact that you're crying to something made up in your head and something that's not even real just goes to show you how destroyed our society has become. And just to let you all know as well, a person like this has the capability of being able to vote. Let that sink in.
As an agnostic, this religious psychosis that everyone seems to have entered over the death of a white supremacist, crazy, just really has me hating religion more than I ever have in my entire life. And what's crazy is, like, as an agnostic who was, like, raised in the South and, like, went to church with my friends, like, the Jesus I learned about would have flipped the tables Charlie Kirk sat at. And I can recognize that as somebody who doesn't believe in the Bible. I can recognize that man was not preaching the word of God. And you know what else I remember learning? Is that when the Antichrist comes, like, y'all aren't going to be able to recognize him. And that's crazy. It's just from the perspective of an outsider looking in, if the Antichrist is real, that motherfucker is here. He's here, and y'all are wearing his merch. He's here, and y'all are mourning his soldiers. Crazy.
The internet has truly shown us that there are really a lot of stupid people, and now they've just been given a platform to voice their stupid opinions. It's absolutely hilarious because you get a one-to-one insight on just how stupid people are. And the sad thing is they think they're more intelligent than they really are.
That girl did not hate her fucking husband. And I can say that, and you'll know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. You cannot tell me that that woman did not hate her husband. She walked on stage to pyrotechnics. They had flames and sparklers coming out of the stage for a funeral. They sold merch like it was a concert, like it was a sporting event. They had people eating hot dogs in the stands. Like, that was a memorial. Someone died. You can't tell me that my posts about this are tasteless and whatever, disgusting. You know, you can't tell me, oh, you don't know her, like, you don't know how she's grieving. I've never seen someone use pyrotechnics at a funeral. I've never seen someone sell merchandise at a funeral. I've never seen someone encourage people to enjoy hot dogs at a funeral like it was a Chiefs game. Never. I've never seen that happen. I've never seen someone laugh and fake tears at a funeral. You cannot tell me that that man did not hate her husband. She took his job. He's dead, and a few days later, not even a week later, she is now the CEO of the company that he founded. She took his job. You cannot tell me that she did not hate him. Have a good day.
Stupid opinions, having a certain look. I can see why you didn't show your full face. The purple hair and then the stupid opinions go hand in hand.
I swear before God in heaven, the first person that comes out saying that they want a straight pride this year is getting a fist to the goddamn face. I'm still not over what happened to Matthew Shepard back in the 90s, but if you want to talk about something that happened more recently, Jonathan Joss, not even 2 days ago, was just killed in front of his husband and the remains of his home and his dog for being queer. If you want to know about the whole story, go on and Google it. I don't have the heart to talk about it right now. If you don't understand why gay people still need pride, then you're not paying attention. People are dead. And if you come into my comments today with some fuck shit, you're getting blocked and reported. I don't have time for that crap today. Throw a brick at a homophobe for me. Happy Pride.
Once again, the community of love, inclusivity, and acceptance, showing us the love and inclusivity that they always talk about. And once again, always, and I mean always, without fail, having that certain look.
So, Dr. Trump, that's right, Dr. Orange Orangutan doesn't want people to take Tylenol. He says Tylenol is dangerous. Most of us have been taking Tylenol forever, and it has never, never, never affected us in any way, shape, or form. All it did is make our heads feel better. And that's what he needs. He needs his head checked. This stuff is been given for people, for babies, forever. And to prove that it's safe, I'm going to show you. I'm not going to listen to whatever Dr. Don says. What school did he go to? He didn't go to what? He went to Trump University? Huh? Is that some failed college now, isn't it? Isn't some people suing him? That's right, because he doesn't know what he's talking about. Safe. So to prove that it's safe, we know this has not affected anybody in years. So, oh God, they taste terrible if you chew them up. Don't chew them, just swallow. But they're still safe, they just don't taste good.
Somebody needs to point me in the right direction, because I don't know whether this is satire or not, but maybe it is. But then I wouldn't really be surprised if it wasn't, because there are crazy people like this. But it does seem fake to me, but I am genuinely not sure anymore. We're literally living in South Park in real life. So if this was real, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
So let's think about what's happening. Trump says there are concerns about Tylenol, like pregnant women shouldn't be taking it or whatever. There are multiple ways that you can take what's been said. But to keep it simple, at the end of the day, he said, don't take Tylenol. And he is saying that out of an abundance of caution for mothers and their children. So he's saying that to make people's lives better, to possibly have less issues with autism. Now, whether he's right or wrong is debatable. There's science that goes both ways on that. But what he's saying isn't even political. This is more about how do we keep people more healthy? How do we decrease autism rates? And you have women that are coming out here pregnant, taking Tylenol just to spite Trump. They're not thinking, well, what if he's right? Let me act out of abundance of caution and maybe try to avoid taking this while I'm pregnant. It's better safe than sorry. No, they're going to oppose Donald Trump. That's what they're going to do. Their opposition to Donald Trump is stronger than the care for their child, I would argue. Because again, even if you don't like Donald Trump and he's saying this, and there is some science behind it, if you want the best for your child, wouldn't you be more careful? Instead of go straight to the internet and start posting yourself taking Tylenol just to spite Trump, like it's gonna harm him, like it's you and your child. I think this also points to something larger. Why does she want to oppose Trump so much, even if he's trying to help her? Because think about that. He's trying to help her and her child, and she's just opposing him and spiting him simply because he's Trump. This is what I'm talking about by many people on the left opposing Trump because it's Trump. Doesn't matter what it is, we have to oppose Trump because he's evil, orange, and bad. And we're going to get on the internet and act like we're doing something cool because we're doing exactly what Trump said don't do when Trump is trying to help them. Again, it just shows the mentality behind many people on the left. It is oppose Donald Trump at all costs, even if it cost me or my child. It's pretty pathetic when you think about it.
Said that the post that was posted wasn't like offensive or whatever. First of all, there just should be nothing posted. Let's be clear. There should be nothing posted. You're there to teach math and reading. We don't care about your politics, teacher. No place, okay? No, not my opinion.
Okay, I need to maintain.
Not my opinion. You're here to read and write.
Good order. And Mrs. Talley, I would ask you, please direct your comments at me.
So this is what I read.
I'm going to ask you, please. Okay. I'm going to ask you, please do not read this post. I'm going to ask you. I cannot infringe upon.
But somebody just said there was nothing in it. It's not this. I don't know the one I have. It's not that vicious. But there was a lie told.
And you can say whatever you would like, but I ask you not to.
All right, then all I'm going to say is the post that I read called a person who was just murdered for his views that did nothing violent a white supremacist. So I don't know how I think that's pretty insightful. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you for your comments, Mrs. Scout.
Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. The post wasn't that bad, but then you don't want to have it read out. But it's not that bad though. Right.
If a woman tries to go into the oil rig, whatever field, a lot of guys are going to straight up laugh at her, not even give her the opportunity to prove herself, basically be like, hey, you're a fucking woman. And more male-dominated fields tend to be more discriminatory towards women.
That's really weird because women come in and instead they're glorified. The opposite happens. They're not repressed, they're fucking glorified. Here's an example of this. Have you heard of the first female Navy SEAL? Do you know her name?
No.
Okay, she doesn't exist. That's why you've never heard her name, because even though the Navy has done everything in its power to recruit women to be Navy SEALs, treat them like fucking gold, put out every ad you can imagine, they want one in the worst way so they can be like, this is the first one. None of them can actually do the training. Not one. So your argument here of, but wait, they'll be laughed at. They have every government incentive on planet Earth to not be laughed at. Oil rigs will be given incentives, for instance, and women just physically can't fucking do the job.
You can't touch me, you can't touch me, you can't touch me, it doesn't matter. You can't touch me. Everybody's got a right to paint it. You can't, whoa, you can't touch me, you can't fucking touch me, don't touch me. You can't fucking touch me, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
This is what happens when you mess with proud Americans. We're getting tired. We're getting tired, boys. This is what happens. This is what happens when you fuck with proud Americans. We're getting tired of it.
Guys, I'm standing over you. This is photographers to take pictures.
Yep. As is our right. As is our right.
And this is my right to
That's
do
right.
as well.
What do you think was going to happen to you guys when you guys came down here? What do you guys think was going to happen when he did that? I don't know. It was pretty dumb idea.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
So you think that a woman, like that woman right there, is the same as David if he says he's a woman? They're the same thing. They're both women.
I do not.
Okay, so then if you say men can be women, you're not actually saying men can be women. You're saying that men can be women, but when you say women, you mean something else, right? Because if David and her cannot be the same, if David identifies as a woman, then you're not saying David can be a woman. You're saying David can be something else, kind of like a woman, right?
Some people are like, men can't be women. The other side's like, men can be women. And what they're
Isn't
really
that a contradiction,
arguing,
though?
what they're
If
really
you say
arguing,
men can be women, that's a contradiction, right? Because
depends
men
on-
are not
depends-
women.
It depends on your definition. My point is that like these two different sides can have these statements and completely believe in them, but really it's just a contradiction in their definitions of the terms.
Right, but again, like, if we agree that that tree is green back there, and somebody says the tree is pink, but what they mean by pink is green, right, we would just say that's just stupid, yeah? Like, if your definition of the word pink is literally the word green, and you say that tree is pink, it's almost like you're doing it intentionally to confuse people.
The septum ring theory never fails. I can't believe that these are apparently functioning adults in our society and you don't even know what a woman is, yet you'll be the same person fighting for women's rights, but you don't know what a woman is. Gotcha.
This is Justice for Charlie Kirk. Say hello to Pink. And just in case you're wondering what this amazing human being had to say about Charlie Kirk's assassination, here you go. And just in case that wasn't enough, she thought it was wise to actually post this right after that. I find it mind-blowing that individuals like you that only became famous because of the support that you received do not believe that you can immediately lose that support when you lack humanity. The 1% of relevance that you still have stands upon a community that does not agree with what you said. I wish that I could tell you how surprised I am by your post, but I'm not. Because there is so much darkness in the industry along with so many others that believe and also posted similar content to what you did. I will never show support to individuals like this who think that the platforms that we gave them can be used according to their ill intent. I truly hope that you can become a better person. I truly hope that somebody watching your video was disgusted by what they saw instead of being encouraged to continue down this evil road that you attempted to pave for them. That is not the type of voice that this world needs at a center stage. That is not the type of influence that many of our young people and young women and young men need to influence them to determine their fate. I truly hope and pray that all goes well with you, because this ain't it. And if you haven't hit that follow button already, what are you waiting for?